Good evening to you all. My name is David Quilter, and as Principal of St. Munchin's College, I'm delighted to welcome you to our school tonight for our virtual open night. All of tonight's proceedings and presentations are going out live, so we ask that you be patient over the next hour or so. We will also post up all of tonight's recordings onto our website for those who are unable to join us. It is fair to say that we're living in strange times. Over the last number of months, we've been challenged, both personally and professionally, to adapt to the new reality brought about by COVID-19. If we've learned anything over the last 18 months, it is that school communities are not about buildings, they're not about classrooms. Rather, they're about the interactions, the relationships and supports that exist between school management, teachers, students, parents, and their families. It is our wish tonight that by viewing and experiencing all you will see before you, that it will give you a greater insight into our school, what our school is all about, what we have to offer, and hopefully you will get a feel and appreciation for the atmosphere and interactions that make us unique. So, to kick off tonight's proceedings, let's have a look at what some of our transition year students would like to say to you. Welcome back. The move from primary to secondary school marks a new beginning in your son's development. It is a great opportunity for them to begin a journey that is one of self-discovery. St. Munchin's College will offer the perfect environment where your sons can explore and develop the talents that they have to offer the world. It is the arena where they will mature and grow from anxious, quiet, shy young boys who walk up our avenue in September to self-confident, self-sufficient, grounded young men who will leave in 6 years' time. With such a long and noble history behind St. Munchin's College, dating back over 200 years, it is only natural the school has continued to prosper and expand. Over the last 10 years, many more facilities have been added to the college, so we kept pace with the ever-changing demands of education. All activities at St. Munchin's College are centred on student learning and development, and they're framed by 7 key pillars. 1, college ethos and sharing the Christian ideal. St. Munchin's College is a Catholic voluntary secondary school under the patronage of the Roman Catholic Bishop of Limerick. It supports the religious and education philosophy of the Catholic Church and actively promotes an atmosphere that protects and respects the dignity and self-esteem of each individual. 2, learning, teaching, and academic attainment. St. Munchin's prides itself on excellence in learning and teaching. Across a broad range of subjects, student achievement is consistently ahead of national norms. As members of the learning community, teachers strive to develop an appreciation and love of learning amongst their students. 3. Sport, fitness, and student well-being. St. Munchin's offers a broad range of sporting activities such as rugby, hurling, football, and basketball. It also offers a vibrant and active physical education program. We are also blessed to have a full-time school guidance counsellor and a school chaplain. 4. Art, culture, and heritage promotion. The school promotes student involvement in various activities in the arts and culture. Students are involved in drama, music, and literary activities. 5. Community, civic draftsmen, and parental links. St. Munchin's is part of a vibrant community for which they can draw and also contribute. Parents are welcome to the schools anytime, and programs are run to support members of the local community also. 6. Student attainment, expectations, and college tradition. St. Munchin's is very proud of its students, their achievements, and their successes. Past pupils excel in all areas of business, sport, politics, and the arts. And finally, student leadership, creativity, innovation, and critical thinking. St. Munchin's, in line with its educational philosophy, aims to develop leadership amongst its students. Students graduate from the school with core skills and moral foundations that enable them to contribute to the lives of others and to be leaders. All of our college stakeholders, trustees, board of management, staff, students, and you, the parents, in partnership, actively promote an atmosphere that protects and respects the dignity and self-esteem of each individual, and also promotes the Christian ideals of respect, justice, and integrity. As we stated, our patron is Bishop Brendan Lee. We have over 670 students here on campus, 56 staff. We'll be offering 112 places to incoming first years, and they will come from 4 main feeder primary schools, namely Scollida, Harteen, Clonara, and St. Patrick's, while others will come from 8 other feeder schools who traditionally have given students over the years. Our deputy principal is Miss Lauren Shields, teachers number 53. We have 2 SNAs, and again, we have 1 full-time school chaplain. Our campus covers over 33 acres, incorporating school building, college chapel, 4 playing pitches, a newly built sports hall, and a fully equipped gym and weights room. In addition, we have recently refurbished in 2013 30 new class halls, 3 new science laboratories. Indeed, as a past science and maths teacher myself, I am extremely envious of these facilities, which allow us to deliver an excellent and appropriately modern day program in chemistry, physics, and biology. We also have specialist rooms in art, technographics, technology, coding, as well as a new library, canteen, assembly hall, along with a host of administration accommodation. This has all been developed and refurbished to a very high spec and allows us to deliver a first-class education geared towards covering us over the next decades. All classrooms and specialist rooms in our new development are enhanced with a fantastic state-of-the-art IT facilities linked with them, as we have 3 computer suites, a project room, a mobile classroom for IT, as well as IT devices in various locations throughout the building. Our school enrollment figures continue to increase as we have become the school of choice for so many. As stated, our school now caters for 670 boys. Your son's first day in secondary school is a big day in anyone's life. It's a big day for the students, and indeed it's a big day for you, the parents. We will be glad to open our college doors to both of you. All we ask is the following. For the boys, be prepared to meet new people and make new friends. Be prepared to engage in new experiences and learn new things. Be open-minded and friendly. Treat others the way you yourself would like to be treated. Accept others the way you would like to be accepted. And finally, whatever was good about primary school, please bring it with you. And maybe whatever was not so good, maybe just leave it behind. We in St. Munchin's College have seen many changes over the years, but what has never changed is our dedication to the highest standards of academic achievement and the care and concern shown by our staff for all their students, whether they be the high achievers or those with special and additional needs. The quality of care and support for our students is very evident day to day, particularly developed by highly effective processes and procedures in areas such as special education needs, a very proactive anti-bullying approach, a positively framed code of behaviour, and a highly effective pastoral care policy based on a whole school approach. Special education needs form a large part of the school and an important part of the school. Pupils with special education needs include all those whose disabilities and/or circumstances prevent or hinder them from benefiting adequately from the education which is normally provided for our students of the same age, or for whom the education which can generally be provided in the ordinary classroom is not sufficiently challenging. Our board of management, our parents, staff of St. Munchin's College are committed to creating an inclusive, supportive learning environment for all of our students, all of our boys. Special education needs plays a significant role in relation to the overall school plan of our school. This is evident in the provision of resources and personnel in providing special education needs students and students with additional needs with an education that is suitable for their needs. St. Munchin's College, under the leadership of our Special Education Needs Coordinator, Nolly Clancy, has a core SEN team comprising of fully trained resource and learning support teachers, as well as SNAs. This core team will have the responsibility of ensuring that students who enter our school with special education needs, additional needs, will have their needs met to the best of their ability. The team will liaise regularly with parents, year heads, class tutors, mainstream teachers, and other personnel where necessary. I would now like to pass you over to our Deputy Principal, Lorraine Shields, who will speak to you in more detail on the transition initiatives that we have here in the school to assist your son's move from primary to the secondary school system.
Good evening. You're all very welcome to our St. Munchin's College Open Night. As David said, my name is Lorraine, and I'm going to talk you through some key points or relevant points of information that I think will be important for you as parents, and of course for the boys tuning in at home. At least I hope there's some boys tuning in and hoping to come here next year. And the points of information that I give hopefully will help you in making your decision regarding the secondary school that you're going to go to next year. So the key points that I will refer to tonight are the transition from primary to post-primary programme that we offer in the school. And by that, what I mean is the supports that we put in place for all the first year boys when they come into us, just to make sure that they get used to us, that they can navigate their way around the building, and I suppose that they develop an affinity with their new school community. I'm also going to look at the range of first year subjects that we offer to our incoming first years. And then finally, I just give an overview of our school curriculum. I suppose, first of all, I would like to say to everybody tonight, I can empathise with all of you as parents in making this difficult and without doubt emotional decision over the next couple of weeks and months. I suppose as a parent myself, my eldest son is in 6th year, youngest son is in 2nd year here in the college with me. I would say to you as a parent and a deputy principal that it is important that we look at the overall pictures and the overall dimensions offered by schools, because you will never know the worth of the secondary school that you've chosen until you really need the school to come on board. And what I mean by that is sometimes our students go through secondary school without a hitch, and other times our boys might encounter challenges, difficulties or issues. And as a parent, if that happens to your son in his formative years from 12 to 18, you might need the school to come on board. In order for us to help your son, we need to make sure, and you need to make sure, that the school that you send your son to, that they know your son, that they know his name, and that he is visible to them. And most importantly, that your son trusts the people that he's around every day to help and to support him. So I suppose the point that I'm making is we have to look at the overall picture when we're choosing a secondary school for our boys. Regardless of the school that you do end up choosing, as parents, of course, we're always going to have questions and queries and just those little niggles. Did we pick the right school? For me, it was very much about, do I take a rural boy from a rural school, 70 in population, to a suburban school, 700 in population, a mixed school in primary to an all-boys secondary school? I'm glad to say that I know I've made the right choice because I'm at the other end of it now. I'm sure my boys would say the same thing. But again, I would say every child is different. But for me, my children are surrounded by teachers every day that care for and about them. And I knew that when they made the transition from primary to post-primary, that they would be challenged academically by the professional and experienced teachers that we have here in the college. Teachers that I'm very honoured to refer to as my colleagues. So I'm going to move on now, and I'm going to look at a number of transition programs that we have here in the school. There are so many different supports, I suppose, that we put in place, and tonight really isn't the time to go through all of them, but I have chosen the ones that I think are going to be most relevant to you as parents. And I suppose from experience, we know that the boys in particular need to make a successful transition, because if they don't, it could cause a problem in 2nd year or in 3rd year. So what do we do here in St. Munchin's College to help them settle in? The first thing I'm going to talk about is the locker. Now, for many parents at home, they might be thinking, surely changing your books in and out 3 times a day can't be that difficult. I'm telling you now, it is. It's extremely difficult because the majority of our boys have never used lockers before. And I want to create a picture for some parents. If we don't intervene with the boys early in terms of the locker, we create a situation whereby all of us have these rooms in our homes, well, at least I certainly do, where we start to accumulate stuff and we build on that stuff and we keep putting it in there. And eventually over time, we're almost afraid to open the door of that room for fear that we mightn't be able to close it. That is the situation that's caused in some of our lockers here if we don't intervene as teachers. So what do we do to stop that issue whereby the boys open the locker and everything piles out on top of them? We divide the year group of, say, for example, 112 into groups of 10, and then 10 teachers to include the year head, the tutors, the SNAs, and volunteer teachers as well. We'll take 10 students from the year group, go around with them, make sure that they have all of their books, copies, textbooks, whatever it is they need for each of their subjects, tightly packed into a nice, tidy folder. And we'll even label that folder for them. And then we will show them how to fill their locker and then take the folders out of their locker. It sounds simple, but it just alleviates so many issues down the road, because if we don't do this at the beginning, then the boys end up being late for class, or alternatively, they've brought the wrong folder. We even go to the trouble of going around with the sellotape, as our current first year yearhead, Miss Neil Arthur, knows, and one of our special needs assistants, Miss Ryan, knows, going around with the sellotape to make sure that the timetable is posted onto the back of the locker door. So that is crucial for us here to get that done and out of the way in the beginning. Another strategy that we use in the college that we find very effective is the students completing their homework in front of the teacher just for the first couple of weeks. So what the teachers do is they will teach a little bit of content for the first week or two, and then they will allow the students to complete their homework in front of them. Now, that observation by the teacher is excellent, because as a teacher, I might assign 10 minutes homework generically to the class. It may take one student in my class 5 minutes to complete. It may take another student in the class 30 minutes to complete. By observation, teachers can see what students are stuck on certain tasks and what students are flying ahead. If supports are needed, then the class teacher will collaborate with the special education needs coordinator, and supports are put in place early on. Okay, the third aspect of our transition from primary to post-primary programme that I'm going to refer to is our care team. We're very much about cushioning and putting cushions around the boys, certainly when they come into us in first year, because I think COVID has taught us as well, we have to create a happy, safe and comfortable environment for the boys in order for the learning to happen. Once the environment is right, the learning will take place. The manager of every year group, so of the first year group, is referred to as the year head, and they have overall management of the academic progression of the students, the social development of the students. Working alongside the year head, there will be 4 class tutors. So if you take your year group of 112 and divide them into 4 class groups of 27, 28 students, each class group will have their own class tutor. And that person becomes very important. The tutor and the year head become very important in your son's life. The tutor is the first teacher that the boys will see every morning in a very short class period that we refer to as tutor time. It's only 10 minutes long, but it's an opportunity for the year head and the tutor to meet with the boys to sort out any issues that there may be, and then the boys can go about their day happy. We also have an excellent school counsellor, an excellent school chaplain. Both personalities we're very fortunate to have. An excellent SEN coordinator, as Mr. Quilter has referred to earlier, and our very passionate anti-bullying coordinator as well. There is just one other thing that I'd like to add to that. We do encourage the boys when they come in initially to identify one good adult in the school. Now, obviously, when the boys come in first, they don't know any of us as teachers and they don't trust us as teachers, but over time they will. So for the first couple of weeks, their one good adult is their tutor. That's the person that they go to if they're feeling sick, if there is an issue, and then the tutor may consult with the year head, and the year head may go further or may not, may just solve it themselves. Over time, the boys do identify who their one good adult is. And then that is the person that kind of mentors them and minds them and protects them from their first year right up to 6th year. Okay, I suppose the next point that I want to make is on anti-bullying. And I have taken off the PowerPoint because I think the message that I'd like to communicate to parents tonight and to the boys as well isn't something that you can just read on a screen, and it's not something that's PowerPointable. Regardless of who I was speaking to, whether it was a group of teachers or parents or students, inevitably there will be 3 groups. So you will have one group of people who have been bullied in the past, or indeed may currently be bullied. You have a group of people who have engaged in bullying activity and maybe are currently still bullying. And finally, you have a group of people who haven't been victims of bullying, haven't been involved in perpetrating bullying, but have certainly witnessed bullying and are thereby referred to as bystanders. Without doubt, the child, and certainly the parent of the child who is currently being bullied, is the one that's watching in tonight that is mostly affected by what I'm saying. And my message to you is, don't be afraid about going to secondary school. In St. Munchin's College, we are heartfelt, passionate about detecting and dealing with bullying. There are any number of reasons that I could give to you why we're so passionate, but I'm going to give you two. The first is I and many of my colleagues have their sons here with them in the college. So every protocol, every rule, every interview that we have to stop bullying, to detect it and to stop it, is there to protect our children as well as other children. So there is an emotion involved here. No parent wants their child to be bullied. The second reason why we're passionate about anti-bullying is we know from all of the training that we've done over the past 13 years, because of all of the consultations that we've had with psychologists, there is no other external factor, excluding bereavement or separation. So we're leaving those to one side. There is no other external factor that will have as negative an impact on your son's physical development, social development, and academic development as what bullying will have on him if it is not detected and dealt with. So there is an onus on us to make sure that no child is bullied, and if they are, that it is stopped. I won't go into too much detail in relation to our policy, but I do want to share with you our background and how we arrived at our current policy. 13 years ago, we were at a crossroads in terms of our anti-bullying. I suppose at that time we were, for want of a better phrase, just putting out fires, dealing with bullying issues when they cropped up, and then just forgetting about them and moving on. So we knew we had to do something. So we surveyed all of the major stakeholders, parents, students, and teachers, to find out, did we have a bullying problem? And of course, the answer was yes, we did. But the most important piece of information that we elicited from those surveys was, if we wanted to tackle bullying effectively, we had to make it easier for the child who is being bullied to tell. All that child wants is for the bullying to stop. That's all they want. So I am glad to say that over a 13-year period, and it does take a long period of time, we have developed a whole school approach and culture of reporting. So we might have a situation whereby a child who is being bullied writes down on a regular class survey that all classes are given that they're being hassled. Or there may be other students in the class that can see that one of their peers is being hassled. Or we might get a phone call from a parent about their child or about their concern for another child. In our school, it's not unusual for a student to go to the anti-bullying coordinator, Mr. Collins, to go to their year head, currently first year, Ms. Dilartha, to any of the tutors, or indeed the principal or myself, and say, Miss, there's a student in my class who's getting a bit of hassle. I think you need to look into it. And that's what we do. We now know, so we can look into it. In order to roll out our policy, we have, as I've mentioned, an excellent anti-bullying coordinator, and working alongside her is a team of 8 teachers. We timetable officially twice per week those 9 teachers. But of course, they give up so many of their free classes every single week to hand out surveys, to go through and format those surveys, to meet with suspected bullies, to meet with suspected victims, and maybe to contact home as well. Our aim in the school is not to punish anybody. Our aim in the school is to stop bullying. And then, of course, we will help and support a child who is engaging in bullying activity also. Because very often for us in first year, when we correct a child for engaging in bullying behaviour, it's the first time they've ever been corrected. So we support both of the students involved. Our boys will leave our care in 5 to 6 years' time, and we always want to know that we've done right by them. And that means that they know what bullying is, what bullying is not, and they can deal with it responsibly. And by responsibly, what I'm referring to is that if they are being bullied, that they share it, that they talk about it, that they report it, And we've taught them then to deal with a very challenging situation. If your boys attend St. Munchin's College, they will never hear phrases like man up. What they will hear is, you're fantastic. To seek help is a sign of strength. And I think that's the key message we need to be giving to our boys. Okay, moving on, I'm going to look at the range of subjects that we have available to all of our first years. So on the top of the screen, you can see that we have the core subjects of English, Irish, and maths. Then we have additional subjects, history, geography, science, and business. The modern foreign languages that we offer here in the school are German and French. Now, when the boys come in August, right up to the October break that we're just coming up to now, they will sample both German and French on alternate weeks from August to October. So 1 week German, next week French. And in October then, they choose the language that they hope to move forward with to junior cycle and thereby exam level. We do the same with our practical option subjects. So our option subjects in first year are art, technology, technical graphics, now known as graphics. And then we have 2 modules that fuse together to form one short course. So coding and digital media. When the boys come in August, they sample all of these subjects from August to Christmas. And at Christmas then they make their decision in relation to what subject might best suit their attributes and their skills. And they move forward with that subject to junior cycle. So most of our first years really here, from first year to third year, unless they have an exemption from Irish, would take 9 subjects to exam level. We also have non-exam subjects, and they would be religion, CSPE, most of us know it as civics, SPHE, which is continuation of the Stay Safe programme that the boys will currently be doing in primary school, PE and wellbeing. Our next photograph here is just an image of the boys receiving their certificates from the head of business in UL. And those presentations were made to the boys because they achieved so well in their junior cycle business studies. So, you know, we do celebrate all of these important achievements in the boys as well. It's not the be all and the end all, but when they do well, yes, they do get a tap on the back. After third year, there are different pathways that the boys could choose. So the majority of our students would opt to do transition year. But in our school, it is optional, it's not compulsory. And then you might have other students going straight from third year right up to fifth year. If the boys choose our transition year program, then the one that we offer in our school is a very balanced program that we feel offer elements of academic subjects alongside vocational and what we call skills-based subjects. The list of subjects available to all TYs is available to you there on the screen, so you can just have a look at those. It's a great year for the boys to explore the areas and subjects that they may have an aptitude for. And we do encourage the boys to engage 1 day a week with work experience. And you'd be surprised, so many of the boys, whatever work experience they've done in TY, they go on to study that at Leaving Cert level as well. In terms of the activities that we offer to our transition year students, you'll see there the first one is the musical, and it's #1 because it is the highlight of the TY year, and it's one of the highlights of the whole school calendar year. It's great for us to see maybe our more introverted students getting up on the stage, you know, singing and dancing and just really, you know, coming out of their shell. There's so many other activities. One other one that is, you know, very popular amongst our TY students is YSI, or Young Social Innovators. And that is an opportunity for teenagers to stand up and speak out about issues that are important to them. So on the graphic on the screen now, you can see all of the variety of subjects that we have available to our Leaving Cert students. As mentioned already, we have fantastic school counsellor in the school, guidance counsellor, and he is always willing to meet, Mr. John O'Neill, always willing to meet with students and their parents when they're going from third year into fifth year, or indeed TY into fifth year. And he will look and see, you know, what students, what kind of skills they have, what their aptitudes are, and will advise in relation to what is the best subject to suit the student. always keeping in mind, college courses and, particular subjects and particular grades that you might need in certain subjects. In terms of giving feedback to you, the parents, of course, we want to make sure that we're constantly in contact with you, and we take that very seriously. And I suppose that comes from the fact that so many of us here are parents. We know what's going on in the school, so we constantly want you to know what's going on in the school. And we do send parents, every parent in school, a weekly update email that covers everything that's happening. But in terms of giving you information about your son's academic progression, you will get 3 formal reports issued to you per year. You get one in October, one after your sons have set their Christmas tests, and one after your sons have set their summer tests. So for you, you're constantly informed and you know exactly where your sons are positioned in terms of their academic progression. That's just a little image of, again, another happy day in St. Munchin's College, our Leaving Cert Results Day, and yes, our Junior Cycle Results Day. So that is the end of my talk. I hope that I have given you a little bit of information that might make your decision a little bit easier. Of course, we would love to see you next September, but if we don't, best of luck to you and of course to the boys in your decision making. I'm going to hand you back now to our principal, Mr. Quilcher, and he's going to go through more information with you. Thank you.
Hello once again. I now want to talk to you about the admissions policy and the common application system. For a lot of parents and indeed for our students, this is a nervous time where big decisions have been made at such a young age. All schools will have an admissions policy. And in that policy, all schools will be outlining their entrance criteria. I now want to take you through this with our school in St. Munchin's. As of September 2022, we will be offering 112 places to incoming first years. And we're also offering an additional 4 places for students who qualify for special class. All students in 6th class must complete a common applications form. These forms and information on these forms are available on our school website under the Open Night tab. Students are eligible to apply to the common application system if they've completed 6th class in primary school, are willing to accept the school ethos and code of behaviour, confirmation that will be sought in writing, and in our school will sit an entrance assessment test sometime in March and April 2022. The entrance criteria for St. Munchin's is laid out in 9 parts. 1. Boys who are nominated by the college trustees, having regard to the ethos of the school. 2. Sons and grandsons of current and former staff members who are or have been employed by the Board of Management. 3. Boys whose brothers attend St. Munchin's College or who have graduated from St. Munchin's College. 4. Boys whose fathers are past pupils of the college. 5. Boys who attend Scolida National School. 6. Boys who are permanent residents in the parish of St. Nicholas, as defined by the parish boundaries, regardless of which primary school he attends. 7. Boys who attend Partine, Meelick, and Clonlara National Schools. 8. Boys from the following national schools in no order of priority: Moscow, Broadford, Bridgetown, St. Patrick's Boys, St. Mary's Boys, St. Bridget's, Living School Project, Cracklow, Cardavan Boys, JFK Memorial, West Coast Arshale, Ballina, and Killaloe National Schools. And finally, 9. Boys from all other national schools. Should a college be oversubscribed, places will be offered starting with category 1, as listed above, and then proceeding to fill category 2, 3, 4, etc. in order listed above. If the number of applications in the category exceeds the total number of places remaining to be allocated, then a lottery basis will apply for the allocation of the remaining places for that category. The lottery will be overseen by a subcommittee appointed by the Board of Management, as outlined in our admissions policy. There are some very key important dates that all parents particularly should take note of. Monday, the 10th of January 2022 is the closing date for receipt of applications to all 17 participating schools. Tuesday, the 25th of January, all participating schools will post out their offers. Wednesday, the 2nd of February is the date by which parents and students either accept or refuse their offers. And finally, Tuesday, the 22nd of February is a common registration night for all secondary schools in the common application system. As stated earlier, we here at St. Munchin's will have incoming first year assessments sometime in March, April 2022. I wish to offer some advice when completing the forms. First of all, you need to complete all parts of the form and ensure that the common application form that you're completing has 2022-23 on it. As stated earlier, this form can be accessed from our school website in the Open Night tab. When completing the form, you must indicate 11 choices in descending order on the form. Keep in mind there are 17 schools in total participating in the common application system. So when completing your form, start with your school of first choice, number 1, then number 2, 3, 4. And for a lot of people, they would like to stop at that point. But unfortunately, you have to complete numbers 1 to 11. Another note of advice is in relation to GDPR. You are advised to tick the box to consent for your data to be shared with other schools. This is important, as in the event that you do not receive your school of first choice, the information needs to be passed on to your school of second choice or school of third choice, and so on. So it is really important that you tick that box on the GDPR. Also, please ensure that you sign and fully complete the application form and that you return it to the school, to the principal of that school, of your number 1 choice, and do so by Monday, the 10th of January 2022. In relation to our school, over the last 10 to 11 years, we have filled on the first round. So my advice is, unless you put it down as number 1 choice, if this is a school you really want to go to, you need to put down St. Munchin's as your number 1 choice. Because in all likelihood, you will not get a place if we're placed at 2, 3, 4, so forth. I would like you to wish you the best in making your decision. I would encourage you to view as many open nights as you see fit. And once you have made that choice, I would encourage you to complete the form as soon as possible. I have found in the past that parents waiting until Christmas or after Christmas often leads to dates being missed and other issues arising. As stated, all information, all application forms, all policies, all criteria are available on our school website under the Open Night tab, as is the recording of tonight's events. I'm now going to hand you over to Liz O'Donoghue, one of our teachers of Business and Economics. And Liz is going to talk you through the range of extracurricular and co-curricular activities that we have available here in the college.
Good evening. My name is Liz and I'm a teacher of business and economics here in St. Munchin's College. I'm delighted to be able to take this opportunity tonight to speak to you about the range of extracurricular and co-curricular activities that we have on offer here in the college for your son. We strive here in St. Munchin's College to ensure that all our students achieve their very best, both personally and academically, that they grow in all ways. We strive to ensure a fair and equitable balance in their sporting ambitions and educational commitments. They must work hand in hand. Our sporting reputation is one of the many areas in the college in which we have immense pride. Our school offers a huge range of extracurricular activities, and this is largely due to the generous volunteerism of our staff. Approximately half of the school teaching staff actively coach and provide valuable assistance in the running of our sports teams and sports days. We are also very lucky to have a number of past pupils and parents who bring their expertise and experience to the vast array of sports we have on offer here in the college. We offer rugby, basketball, hurling, football, athletics, rowing, and golf. We would strongly encourage all our students to actively get involved in sports. Our school policy is based on participation and inclusivity. Everybody is invited to train, play, and get involved. We are blessed with the grounds we have here in Corbally, with 33 acres, 4 pitches, a state-of-the-art sports hall, a modern, first-rate weights room, extensive changing facilities, and spacious yards. We know that the success, drive, and focus in sport is transferred to academic improvements, and all extracurricular activities lead to vastly improved relationships with teachers. Participation in sport enhances the academic performance of all our students. Relationships built through sport last, and the memories garnered are never forgotten. What we do beyond the whiteboard, which augments what goes on in the classroom, is called co-curricular activity. And I'm going to give you a whistle-stop tour of what your son might encounter in the years ahead. We like to get away from the desk. Second years have their tour at Easter. In recent years, that brought us to Rome, Germany, or Madrid, somewhere the sun shines. TYs also fly to the continent, but included in their annual schedule are several other activities: camping in Kerry, pure skill in Galway, outdoor pursuits in Killary, ecology in Cork, and a conservation programme in Dublin Zoo. Not to mention other things like the ploughing, fencing and judo, life skills, car safety, driver theory, water sports in Lough Derg, and surfing in Lahinch. The school tries to cultivate friendships through a number of bonding days, which involve climbing Mylusa in County Clare, the Galty Moors in Tipperary, and the big one, Carrauntoohil in the Kingdom. And at the end of it all, our 6 years' last day is crowned with a sentimental farewell at the top of Croagh in County Mayo. The chaplaincy and wellbeing department do a number of retreats, a Big Brother programme, visits to local senior citizens, mass and tea for the grandparents on Grandparents' Day, yoga and meditation, and interfaith days. Our anti-bullying programme, which has been in operation for 13 years, is first rate and has been singled out by the Inspectorate as an example of excellence. Science and technology all starts in first year, with our students attending the Young Scientists exhibition in Dublin in preparation for entering the competition in second and third year. We have a first class and a very active Green Schools committee, And we have green flags for litter and waste management, water conservation and energy conservation. Most recently, we won a prize of €10,000 worth of solar panels for our roof. Our latest drive is to eliminate plastic from our waste by installing water fountains and encouraging reusable water bottles. In business, we have the Build a Bank, Mini Company, Stocks and Shares, and the Young Economist of the Year. In arts, there's English debating, German exams with the German Embassy, a thought-provoking artifact day for first-year history, multiple field trips for geography, trips to the theatre for plays in Irish and English, the Young Social Innovators, and various cultural away days to museums, castles, and our capital. During transition year, we deliver a top-of-the-range musical in the Millennium Theatre in LIT. School is a multifaceted environment encompassing the classroom, the canteen, the stage, the rugby pitch, the hurling pitch, the basketball courts, the weights room, the interactions between students and teachers, the city street, the mountain top, tours both at home and abroad, all to be experienced here at St. Munchin's College. I'd like to wish you and your families all the very best in the year ahead, and I look forward to welcoming you to St. Munchin's College in September. I'll pass you back now to Mr. Quilter for our closing address. Thank you.
So, as we finish up tonight, I want to say a few thank yous. First of all, I'm deeply grateful to everyone who helped out with tonight's presentation, those who helped produce it and coordinate it. It was no mean feat. Also, I want to pay tribute to our hardworking, committed, and dare I say it, youthful and energetic teaching staff who strive on a daily basis to create a stimulating and supportive environment for all of our boys here in college. As stated earlier, their fingerprints can be seen on the many successes in academics, sport, music, arts, business and languages, science, school trips, religious and charitable events. To you, the parents and the 6th class boys, thank you for tuning in tonight, and thank you for taking the time to view our presentation. You will find a lot more information on our school by pressing the various links on our webpage. We will also post up on our website all of tonight's information under the Open Night tab. I would particularly like to remind parents that they can contact me here in the school at any time if they have any questions, any queries, or if they would like to make a personal appointment. In addition, the chat feature of this webinar will remain open for the 10 minutes after we finish to allow parents or students to post up questions, which we will return to in the coming days. So with that, I'm going to leave you the second half of our transition years view and video of what they see St. Munchin's is all about. Good night and thank you.
Owen. Hi, I'm Thomas.
Hi, I'm Liam.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Rory. And together we will be taking you on a virtual tour of the school.
This monument was built to celebrate 50 years in Corbally. The school was moved from Henry Street almost 60 years ago.
Hi, this is our trophy cabinet at our main reception, one which we hope to keep filling with silverware throughout the years that you're in the school.
We are now in the A corridor. There are 3 floors in St. Munchin's College, 26 classrooms, 3 science labs, 3 computer labs, 3 technical rooms. There are over 20 subjects, 650 students, and 56 staff, and 1 chappie.
Here is a sound effects board. Here, teachers record random acts of kindness performed by students. In addition to this, Munchin's is praised for its famous anti-bullying policy, which follows the Norwegian model. Also, we've received an immense amount of positive feedback from our Big Brother program, where transition years help incoming first years acclimatise to secondary school.
This is our canteen, with some memorabilia on the walls reminding us of who we were and who we might be.
This is the courtyard behind me, where you can find many students playing rugby or soccer during the lunch hours and enjoying their time in the yard.
This is our gym, and at the moment it's quiet, but at 7 AM on a Tuesday, this place is heaving.
Munchin's partakes in several sporting activities, including rugby, Gaelic football, hurling, rowing, and basketball.
This is our own change room.
Munchin's has 2 main dressing rooms, which can both accommodate 50 students each. In addition to that, we also have 2 smaller changing rooms, which can both accommodate 20 students. All our changing rooms are fully furnished with hot and cold showers.
And what is the result of all this training?
As you can see, in Munchin's we do many subjects. We do English, Irish and Maths, History and Geography. We also do the businesses, including economics and accounting. We look at the sciences. We do biology, chemistry and physics. Now in the modern world, a young gentleman will need a European language to succeed. Therefore we do German and French. While this would give you a very good, well-rounded academic education, we feel we need to specialise somewhat more to find out who you truly are. Therefore, we offer PG and DCG, technology, art, and coding and digital media to all our students. Also, in addition to this, you are offered some subjects to help you more spiritually and emotionally. You have Wellbeing, SPHE, CSP, PE, and Religion. PE is very important because we here believe that a healthy physical lifestyle is the cornerstone to a well-rounded education.
Along with many subjects that Munchin teaches, transition year has a lot more to offer, like the annual musical with Arts Galmora, surfing, Killer Adventure Centre, the school bank, the mini companies, debating teams, music, mock interviews for your future, retreats, a trip abroad, young social innovators, the Goshgar Awards, the annual school magazine called The Torch, art, paintballing, green schools, horticulture, a sports day hosted by us, the TYs, life skills, journalism, home economics, and work experience.
Do you want to walk on the same grass as Keith Wood?
And Keith Earls.
And Conor Murray.
And Anthony Foley.
Then join us at St. Munchin's College.
Yeah.
But sport isn't the only important thing at St. Munchin's College. We're also very proud of our past pupils who've excelled in the fields of the arts and politics.
What's the best school in Ireland?
Munchin!
What? They're right, you know. There are many more assets to school life that we would have liked to have shown you, such as